Imagine carrying the weight of 1,000 unspoken truths, a glance, a word, a decision, each one subtly chipping away at your dignity simply because of who you are. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's the silence that cuts deepest, the doors that close without explanation, the opportunities lost before they're even offered. But what happens when someone refuses to stay silent? When one voice rises above the echoes of injustice, demanding to be heard? This is more than a story. It's a call for change. If this resonates with you, subscribe now to follow the journey. Let's start. Kamaria felt the cold metal of the locker dig into her back as Logan shoved her again, his friends laughing behind him. Her books scattered across the floor, but she didn't flinch. She clenched her fists at her sides, refusing to give them the satisfaction of seeing fear in her eyes. "You think you're so smart, huh?" Logan sneered, leaning closer. "Correcting Mr. Harris like you're some kind of expert on slavery. Maybe if you stayed quiet like everyone else, we wouldn't have to remind you where you belong." Kamaria's jaw tightened. The hallway seemed to close in around her, the whispers and laughter from other students blending into a low hum that made her chest ache. But instead of shrinking back, she locked eyes with Logan, her voice steady despite the storm inside her. "You don't know who you're messing with," she muttered under her breath. Logan laughed, glancing over his shoulder at Chloe and Ryan for approval. "Oh, I'm shaking. What are you gonna do, huh? Cry about it?" Kamaria didn't respond. Instead, her mind flashed back to 2 weeks earlier, the dimly lit basement gym where Coach Darius had drilled her on footwork and strikes. His voice echoed in her memory. "Fighting isn't just about winning. It's about consequences." She shifted slightly, instinctively settling into a fighter's stance, her muscles coiled like springs. But before she could act, footsteps echoed down the hall. "Hey, what's going on here?" A teacher appeared, breaking up the scene. Kamaria straightened, forcing herself to unclench her fists. "She started it!" Logan pointed at Kamaria, his tone dripping with false innocence. The teacher sighed, shaking their head. "Kamaria, come with me. We'll sort this out in the office." Kamaria wanted to scream, to tell them exactly what happened, but the words caught in her throat. As she followed the teacher, she heard Logan whisper to Chloe, "She's going to regret ever stepping foot here." The comment sent a chill down Kamaria's spine. Something bigger was brewing. She could feel it. Later that evening, Kamaria sat at the kitchen table, replaying the day's events in her mind. Her older brother Malik slid a cup of tea toward her. "Tell me everything," he said softly. "They just attacked me," Kamaria began, her voice trembling with frustration. "And no one did anything. Not even the teachers. They blamed me without hearing my side." Malik frowned, pulling out his phone. "Let me record this, just in case." Kamaria hesitated but nodded, recounting how Logan mocked her during class and later cornered her in the hallway. "It's not just him," she added bitterly. "It's the whole system. They see me as less than them because of my skin color, like I don't deserve to be there." Malik listened intently, his fingers tapping against the table. "This isn't just about you, Kamaria. It's bigger than that. If we play this right, maybe we can expose the truth." At school the next day, Kamaria returned to find flyers plastered across lockers, doctored photos of her looking aggressive, accompanied by mocking captions. Someone had created a fake Instagram account calling her Angry Black Girl 69. Comments flooded in, calling her violent, dangerous, and unworthy of respect. Her heart sank as she read through them, each hateful word cutting deeper than the last. But when Logan smirked at her in the cafeteria, something inside her snapped. She stormed over to his table, slamming her hands down. "Why are you doing this?" she demanded. Logan leaned back, feigning surprise. "Doing what? Telling the truth? My dad's on the school board, Kamaria. You really think anyone's going to believe your side over mine?" His words hit like a punch to the gut. Kamaria opened her mouth to argue, but stopped herself. There was no point. No matter what she said, they'd never listen. After school, Kamaria sought out Coach Darius at the gym. He was wrapping his hands when she walked in, her shoulders slumped. Without looking up, he spoke. "I heard about what happened." "How do you always know?" Kamaria asked, her voice heavy with exhaustion. Darius chuckled softly. "Word gets around. Sit down." He gestured to a bench nearby. When Kamaria joined him, he sighed. "When I went to your school years ago, I faced the same stuff. Teachers ignoring me, kids trying to break me. It's not easy." Kamaria stared at the floor, tears threatening to spill. "Then why does it still hurt so much?" "Because it's not fair," Darius replied simply. "But anger, like yours, that can either destroy you or fuel you. You've got skills most people only dream of. Use them wisely." That night, Kamaria received an unexpected visitor. Harper Bellamy, a shy, biracial freshman who idolized her for standing up to Logan. Harper held out her phone nervously. "I recorded the fight," she admitted. "I was too scared to share it, but I want to help." Kamaria's eyes widened. "You did? Why didn't you say something sooner?" Harper hesitated, glancing away. "My mom works with Principal Anderson. She told me to stay quiet or risk losing my scholarship. But after what they did to you, I can't keep silent anymore." As Kamaria processed Harper's confession, Malik called with alarming news. "Your story's gone viral," he said, "but Logan's dad leaked edited footage framing you as the aggressor. Public opinion's turning against you." Kamaria felt the weight of the world pressing down on her. How could she possibly fight back against someone with so much power? During a heated argument with Malik, she accidentally mentioned Logan's name. Malik froze, recognition flashing across his face. "Grayson," he whispered. "Senator Robert Grayson. He's been targeting minority activists for years. This is bigger than high school drama, Kamaria. It's personal." For the first time, Kamaria realized her battle wasn't just against Logan or the school. It was part of a larger agenda designed to silence voices like hers. Clutching her backpack strapped tightly, she resolved to take control of her fate. No matter the cost. Principal Anderson's office felt suffocating, the air thick with judgment before Kamaria even opened her mouth. "Kamaria," he began, his tone already dismissive, "we expect better behavior from students like you." "Students like me?" Kamaria shot back, her voice sharp but controlled. "What does that even mean? You haven't heard my side of the story." Anderson sighed, leaning back in his chair as if her words were an inconvenience. "Logan and his friends have given their account. They say you provoked them, unless you can prove otherwise." His voice trailed off, leaving the implication hanging heavy in the room. Kamaria clenched her fists under the desk, her nails digging into her palms. "Prove it? Are you serious? I didn't do anything wrong." But Anderson had already made up his mind. 3-day suspension, he declared, sliding a slip of paper across the desk. "And I suggest you think about how to conduct yourself moving forward." The injustice burned in Kamaria's chest as she left the office. Her suspension notice crumpled tightly in her hand. At home, Malik listened intently as she recounted every detail, his expression growing darker with each word. "This is systemic," he said finally, tapping notes on his phone. "Let me record this, Kamaria. People need to hear your story." When Kamaria returned to school after her suspension, the hallways felt different, hostile, flyers plastered. Across lockers mocked her with doctored images of her looking aggressive, accompanied by captions like, "Violent Kamaria strikes again." A quick scroll through social media revealed a fake Instagram account mocking her as Angry Black Girl 69, flooded with hateful comments calling her dangerous and out of control. Her stomach churned as she read them, each comment another blow to her self-worth. But when Logan smirked at her in the cafeteria, something inside her snapped. She marched over, slamming her hands on his table. "Why are you doing this?" she demanded. Logan leaned back casually, smirking. Doing what? Telling the truth. My dad's on the school board, Kamaria. You really think anyone's going to believe your side over mine? His arrogance ignited a fire in her chest. You're hiding behind your daddy because you know you're weak, she spat. This isn't over. After school, Kamaria found herself at Coach Darius's gym, seeking solace in the one place where she felt strong. He was wrapping his hands when she walked in, her shoulders slumped. Without looking up, he spoke. I heard about what happened. How? Do you always know? Kamaria asked, her voice heavy with exhaustion. Darius chuckled softly. Word gets around. Sit down. When Kamaria joined him, he sighed. When I went to your school years ago, I faced the same stuff. Teachers ignoring me, kids trying to break me. It's not easy. Then why does it still hurt so much? Kamaria whispered, tears threatening to spill. Because it's not fair, Darius replied simply. But anger like yours, that can either destroy you or fuel you. You've got skills most people only dream of. Use them wisely. That night, Harper Bellamy approached Kamaria nervously outside the library. I recorded the fight, she admitted, holding out her phone. I was too scared to share it, but I want to help. Kamaria's eyes widened. You did? Why? Didn't you say something sooner? Harper hesitated, glancing away. My mom works with Principal Anderson. She told me to stay quiet or risk losing my scholarship. But after what they did to you, I can't keep silent anymore. Before Kamaria could process Harper's confession, Malik called with alarming news. Your story's gone viral, he said. But Logan's dad leaked edited footage framing you as the aggressor. Public opinion's turning against you. Kamaria felt the ground shift beneath her feet. How could she possibly fight back against someone with so much power? During a heated argument with Malik, she accidentally mentioned Logan's name. Malik froze, recognition flashing across his face. Grayson, he whispered, Senator Robert Grayson. He's been targeting minority activists for years. This is bigger than high school drama, Kamaria. It's personal. For the first time, Kamaria realized her battle wasn't just against Logan or the school. It was part of a larger agenda designed to silence voices like hers. Clutching her backpack strapped tightly, she resolved to take control of her fate, no matter the cost. She would fight, not just for herself, but for everyone who had ever been silenced by systems built to oppress them. The weight of the world pressed down on Kamaria as she scrolled through her phone, the hateful comments and doctored images still flooding social media. Public opinion had turned against her completely. She was labeled aggressive, dangerous, even criminal. Her suspension hadn't helped. If anything, it made her feel like the school system had already decided her fate. She sat alone in her room, staring at the ceiling, wondering if fighting back was worth it anymore. Kamaria, Coach Darius said later that evening when she visited the gym, you need to lay low. Escalating this could cost you everything. She shook her head, frustration bubbling over. And what? Let them win. They've already painted me as the villain, Coach. Silence isn't an option. Darius sighed, his expression a mix of pride and concern. I get it, but be careful. This fight might not end the way you think. Desperate for clarity, Kamaria drove to her grandmother's house the next day. Grandma Ruth greeted her with a warm hug, sensing immediately that something was wrong. Over tea, Kamaria poured out her heart. The bullying, the smear campaign, the betrayal from those she thought would stand by her. Ruth listened silently, her eyes distant as memories surfaced. Back in my day, she began softly. They didn't just mock us. They spat on us, refused to serve us, called us names so vile they'd make your skin crawl. But we didn't let them break us. We fought back, not always with fists, but with strength. Sometimes, Kamaria, showing people your power is the only way to earn respect. Her words ignited a spark within Kamaria. For the first time in days, she felt a glimmer of hope. On the final day of her suspension, Kamaria walked into school with her head held high. Word spread quickly that Logan had cornered her in the gymnasium, taunting her one last time. "You're done here, Kamaria," he sneered. "No one believes you, no one cares." Instead of backing down, Kamaria stepped closer, her voice steady. "If you're so tough, prove it. Right here, right now, in front of everyone." Logan hesitated, caught off guard by her boldness, but arrogance won out. "Fine," he snapped, smirking. "Let's see what you've got." Within minutes, students, teachers, and even reporters, tipped off by Malik, filled the gymnasium. The tension crackled in the air as everyone waited to see what would happen. Logan strutted into the makeshift ring, confident his size would intimidate Kamaria. But as soon as the fight began, Kamaria moved with precision and speed honed through years of training. A swift kick, a calculated strike, and Logan stumbled backward, shocked. The crowd gasped as Kamaria continued dismantling him, each move deliberate and powerful. Logan tried to retaliate, but Kamaria sidestepped effortlessly, delivering a final blow that sent him crashing to the ground. Silence fell over the gym as Logan lay there, defeated. Just then, Principal Anderson burst in, shouting for order. But before he could intervene, Harper stepped forward, holding up her phone. "It's too late," she declared, live streaming the entire event. Within seconds, the video went viral, exposing Logan's bullying and the school's complicity. In covering it up, Grayson scrambled to protect his reputation, issuing statements and threatening lawsuits. But Malik released damning documents proving Grayson's history of orchestrating smear campaigns against minority activists. Overnight, public opinion shifted dramatically in Kamaria's favor. As the dust settled, Kamaria stood outside the school, watching news vans pull away. She wasn't just a student anymore. She was a symbol of resistance, a beacon of hope for others facing similar injustices. For the first time, she felt truly free, knowing she had taken a stand not just for herself, but for everyone silenced by systemic oppression. The aftermath of the viral video swept through the school like wildfire. Logan, once untouchable, was expelled after countless students came forward with stories of his bullying. Principal Anderson resigned under mounting public pressure, his biased handling of the situation exposed for all to see. For Kamaria, it felt like a small but significant victory, a crack in the wall of systemic injustice. In response to the scandal, the school administration scrambled to implement new anti-bullying measures and diversity training programs. While Kamaria appreciated the effort, she knew these changes were only the beginning. Real change would take time, persistence, and continued advocacy. Still, seeing even this much progress gave her hope that voices like hers could make a difference. At a community rally organized by Malik, Kamaria stood before a sea of faces, young and old, diverse yet united. She gripped the microphone tightly, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "I didn't choose this fight," she began. "It chose me. But what I learned is that silence only empowers those who want to keep us down. If we don't speak up, if we don't stand together, nothing will ever change." Her words resonated deeply, earning thunderous applause. Parents approached her afterward, thanking her for inspiring their children. Students hugged her, telling her they finally felt seen. Kamaria realized she wasn't just fighting for herself anymore. She had become a symbol of resilience, proof that standing up to oppression could spark meaningful change. Later that week, Kamaria visited Grandma Ruth again. This time, she brought flowers and a smile that reached her eyes. "Thank you," Kamaria said as they sat together on the porch. "Your stories, they gave me strength when I needed it most." Ruth chuckled softly, patting Kamaria's hand. "You've always been strong, child. You just needed reminding." After a pause, she added, "There's something I never told you. Back in my 20s, I dreamed of becoming a boxer, but society didn't think women, especially black women, should step into the ring. So I gave it up." Kamaria stared at her grandmother, stunned. "Why didn't you tell me before?" "Because I wanted you to chase your dreams without hesitation," Ruth replied. "Don't let anyone tell you what you can or can't do. Not because of your skin, your gender, or anything else. Promise me that." Tears welled up in Kamaria's eyes as she nodded. Together, they made a pact to keep fighting not just for themselves, but for future generations. Their legacy wouldn't end here. It would inspire others to break barriers too. A few days later, Kamaria found an envelope tucked under her door. Inside was a handwritten letter from Coach Darius. As she read it, her heart swelled with gratitude. "Kamaria, I've watched you grow stronger every day since you walked into my gym. What you may not know is that I sought you out, not the other way around. I saw potential in you long before you believed in yourself. My warnings weren't meant to hold you back. They were meant to prepare you for moments like this. You were born to shine, Kamaria. Never forget that." Darius. The revelation hit Kamaria like a tidal wave. All those cryptic lessons, the tough love. It wasn't just about teaching her how to fight. It was about preparing her to face the world head-on. Knowing Darius had faith in her all along gave her even more confidence to step boldly into her next chapter. That weekend, Kamaria entered a professional MMA arena for the first time. The crowd roared as she stepped onto the stage, her heart pounding with excitement and nerves. This wasn't just another fight, it was a declaration that strength came not just from physical skill, but from resilience, authenticity, and the courage to defy expectations. As the match began, Kamaria moved with precision and grace, every strike a testament to years of hard work and perseverance. When the referee raised her hand in victory, tears streamed down her face. She had done it, not just for herself, but for everyone who had ever doubted her, dismissed her, or tried to silence her. The story closed with Kamaria sitting ringside. After the match, scrolling through messages from fans around the world. Some thanked her for inspiring them to pursue their passions. Others shared their own stories of overcoming racism and injustice. Each message reminded Kamaria that her journey wasn't just about personal success. It was about breaking stereotypes, paving the way for future generations, and proving that no obstacle was insurmountable. As she leaned back and smiled, Kamaria whispered to herself, "This is just the beginning. This story stays with you, doesn't it? Courage, the pain, the hope. It's all so real." If this resonated with you, take a moment to like the video and share it with someone who needs to hear it too. Your voice matters. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because every word helps keep conversations like these alive. And if you're ready to stand with us as we explore more stories about resilience and justice, hit subscribe. Together, we can make sure these voices are never silenced. Thank you for being here.